Hello everybody and welcome to Fire Force Season 2 Episode 12 Anime Review. Basically halfway, 25 episodes, it's basically there. This episode was very interesting. We learned more about Zero and his backstory, which is pretty horrific actually, I can make the obvious church jokes, but I don't want to offend anyone. And quite frankly, they're too easy to make. I'm going to try and think of some better material other than just, the same old jokes. But no, I thought it was a good episode. It was nice to learn more about our boy, Zero, what exactly he's all about. Very, very interesting. There was also some great fights with Shinmon and, of course, Zero himself. But I think the main event of this week was definitely Zero's backstory. Very interesting. And there was also a very, very strange, weird bit, which we'll get to. Yes, we will. Anyway, let's jump into the episode, see how everything went down, and do this thing. The episode begins where we left off last week with Shinmon being KO'd by the big priest guy with the blowgun. Very important. However, Shinmon's not down for long. He gets up and literally is steaming and punches the priest guy and knocks him out in one hit. Poison doesn't affect him for some reason, not something we're very aware of as to why, but it's a recurring theme in this episode, so it's kind of important. More dudes show up to beat up. They beat him up. Joker does some singing as they all fall down. A little bit creepy. But hey, what can you do? There's like a caution screen when they were entering, which reminded me of Persona 5 for some reason. But that was a thing that also happened. Actually, basically, they're in this church area. It's in the Nether, basically. The Nether, the church basically says it's bad, but they actually love it, really. So there's that. They head down there. Shinmon wants to know exactly who Zero is. Is his name Zero or is he Joker? Or is he both? Has his name been Joker this whole time? I've just been calling him Zero. God, my brain's farted now. I might have to look that up in the next thing. I'll just call him Joker Zero from now on. Because if his name's not Zero, I'm going to feel like an idiot. It should be it's probably Joker, isn't it? Anyway, he used to be in the church. Didn't have the priest haircut, obviously. That obviously just makes sense. Worked in the shadows and everything. In the background, working in the shadows. What exactly does that mean, though? Lights go out in the Nether facility. The Holy Soul shadows show up. They're the assassins of the Holy Soul Temple. How many religions need assassins, do you think? Joker is 52. That was his number. Or just 52. They say 52, but it's written 52. So I don't know what to think here. Could be anything, but what does that mean exactly? Well, we'll get to that. And it's pretty bad, pretty horrifying, to be quite honest with you. So his name is totally Joker and not Zero. I have no idea where I've been getting Zero from, but I've been calling it him the last few weeks, and that's pretty bad, honestly. So I'm going to apologise for that. His name is Joker. We see his backstory now, his assassin training. He was pretty good. The commander, though, caught him, wrecked him, because he's a bad man. The commander, he says there's nothing special about you. He's pretty much a dick. I'm going to put it just like that. He's a dick. Commander proper wrecked him and everything. He wanted to get stronger, this being Joker, to find out why the world sucks. I'm like, mate, getting stronger ain't going to help you figure that one out. He had a watch that was the only thing he had left of his parents when he was abandoned. The captain destroys that, Commander destroys that, because he's an asshole. And then also he got whipped, and, well, there's no easy way to say it. Sexually assaulted, perhaps, which is, what do you say? Honestly, thought it was a little bit unnecessary, if I'm being completely honest. Like, the whipping was enough. You didn't need to throw that extra little thing in there. But hey, it happened. Poor Joker. He's the best boy now. Poor man, is all I'm going to say. Because no wonder he ended up as he did when he had to put up with all of that crap. But wait, it gets much worse. So on the same day of the Shinra, the Kusakabe, the flame incident where the mum took Sho away and everything, and, Shinra saw that. The thing that we started everything off, basically. Joker ran away from the assassin squad. He already knew Burns at this point, because his eye started reacting, which means Burns is near. So I guess because they're both missing an eye, it sort of is like a sensor or something. They can tell when each other's near or something, I would guess. He says, let me have light too, and meets a new family. And then he hangs out with them, helps them out with the shopping and all that stuff. And of course, because he's not allowed to have nice things, being a runaway, they all get brutally murdered by the church's assassins, presumably the church's assassins. and not good. And then, of course, he was alone because he didn't want anyone else to get hurt. He preferred to just be alone. Zero's just not Zero. Joker is just a good guy. I have no idea where Zero came from, honestly. I can't figure it out. But Joker, he's a good guy. Back in the present, Joker says he's going to take on the Commander for himself. It is the same Commander that did all those bad things to him, by the way. So at least a little bit of retribution coming. Joker's doing that. Shinmon, he leaves the Shinmon to deal with everybody else. And he does deal with everyone else. Shinmon wrecks these guys. It's pretty damn awesome, I'm going to be honest. It's a pretty good scene. In terms of balls to the wall action, I think this is a better scene than the Joker scene a bit later on. But the Joker scene had more behind it, obviously. But this Shinmon scene was really good. They all just want to kill him while he's just there for having a good old fight. And fight he does. He wrecks them, to be honest. It's very impressive how one man can beat like 80 men very easily. And they're pretty strong, you know. They keep getting up. No regard for their own lives as much as their opponents. They are disposable minions that are loyal and will fight to the death. So the Commander guy has this sword called the Zigzag Sword, which is, it zigs and it zags. But Joker, I almost said Zero again, Joker can deal with that quite well. There's this cool part where he's stepping on his head and Joker uses like his tongue to press his head up. Like, that's some strong tongue muscles. How do you get your tongue to be that strong? Don't answer that. This is a death match, pretty awesome fight. He's the lone wolf come to take out the head of the pack. Lots of good analogies going on. He's got 52 cards. He says, with 52 cards, I will take your life. The Commander guy is the collective, always return together, whilst the individual will die alone. And you weren't strong enough to be at our collective. It's pretty sad stuff, you know. Honestly, thinks he's got Joker on the ropes. Pretty gonna destroy him. Joker starts singing, which then triggers a lot of Jokers to show up all over the place. And so the smoke, I guess he's been smoking, is some sort of drug that doesn't affect either him or Shinmon, and basically puts the Commander in some sort of weird drug trip. It's really bizarre, really well animated, but really weird, really bizarre, almost out of nowhere. Very odd. And he's like, I now have 53 cards, and he's got the Joker card in his hand, like that a lot. But he slices up the Commander without using it. He cuts his arm off and then slices him into little itty bitty pieces. The most violent death, I think, in Fire Force, depending on your feelings on being burnt alive, I guess. He's like, I'm not going to use it. I can't waste this on a small fry like you, especially when I got to fight this guy. Captain Burns just shows up to fight, so I guess Joker and Burns are going to have... I feel like next week we're going to find out what's the deal with them, why they can sort of sense each other, because that's definitely a thing that's going on here. But yeah, and also in the opening they have like a fight as well, like Shinmon, Burns, and Joker. So that's probably a thing that's going to happen as well, which sounds really epic. When you just list those three people, that sounds like that's going to be an awesome fight. But yeah, that was the end of this week's episode. I really liked it. I liked seeing Joker's backstory. It was very interesting. But was it my favourite part of the episode, though? That's a question. Let's find out. No, it isn't, actually. What my favourite part was just the weird drug trip. It was so out of nowhere, and so... It was the animation and how different it looked. It was like, all dark and dismal, and then bright colours, so many bright colours, and there's a cloud, there's a lot of clouds going on. What do you say to that? Pretty insane. I really liked it. Joker's backstory was also really good. Let down for me by the sexual assault didn't need to be there. You know, I'm not one of them, what's the word, woke people who's like, this can't possibly exist in anything, grr. But no, it's just a bit like, okay, did you need that? He was already an asshole enough without throwing that in there, you know. It's a bit weird. I mean, and also it gives people easy jokes to make about the church that I'm not going to make. But anyway, that was the end of the episode. Solid. I liked it. Next week should be a pretty awesome fight if we get what it looks like we're getting. I'm really enjoying Fire Force. I don't have much to add. I think this season's been a lot better personally. But yeah, I think I'll wrap this up here because I really don't have much more to add. Thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. I will see you next week for another episode of this. Take care, and bye guys.